Cheryl sat next to me and placed her hand in mine. Pete. I don't think you're a freak. And I'm sorry if I referred to you as a girl. It's just, you do look really sweet and I can't see my brother in you at the moment. She bit her lip. I mean, I know you are my brother, but just now when you were doing your eye makeup you seemed more like a little sister. A tear rolled down my cheek. I sniffed the next tear back. I guess I've ruined my eyeliner now. I sniffled, trying to make light of my tears. It's waterproof. She smiled. Just try not to smudge it, eh? Sorry. I replied, carefully drying my tear with the back of my finger. I'll stop acting like a girl now. She tightened her grip on my hand and looked me in the eye. No, I'm sorry, Pete. She paused. I didn't mean to upset you. It's just, I've never felt so close to you before today. I love you so much, you know. My sister had never said anything nicer to me. We never got on too well before she went to university, but today I've felt a close bond with her. I tightened my grip on her hand. Now you are going to make me cry. I replied as leant forward and gave her a hug. Cheryl gave me squeeze. I love you, Peter. She whispered softly. I love you too, Cheryl. We hugged for a moment before Cheryl drew back, selected a lipstick and passed it to me. Here, this one I think. It's not too red. Thanks. I said as I took it from her, removed the lid, formed an O and applied it. How's that look? I asked as I checked my reflection. Fab. She said. I can't wait to show Mother. I gulped in fear. You'll need to wear some black underwear with this dress. She said as she removed a black bra from the carrier bag and a pair of matching knickers. Do you want some tights? I stammered. Tell you what, I've got some hold-ups you can have, they'll be nicer than these opaques. What are hold-ups? I asked ignorantly. Cheryl giggled. They're like stockings but without the suspender belt. You get changed whilst I go get them. She replied as she darted up to my old room. I stripped my clothes off and stepped into my new black knickers before fiddling with my new bra. Once I'd made sure my bra was straight, I stepped into the dress and pulled the straps onto my shoulders. I made sure it was straight before sitting back at my dresser. I was lost in my reflection. For some bizarre reason, seeing myself with pierced ears and makeup made this whole petticoat punishment thing seem different, more acceptable somehow. Part of me didn't feel as silly as I felt when I looked more like a boy. Before long, Cheryl returned with the hold-ups in her hand. Now try not to lather them, she said as she passed them to me. I'll try, I said before sitting on the edge of my bed and carefully pulling each stocking up each leg. Cheryl passed me my shoes, which I dutifully fastened myself into. I stood up and turned towards the full-length mirror. How do I look? You look fab, Pete. She grinned. How do the hold-ups feel? I felt them as they clung tightly to my legs. Okay, I guess. A bit strange. You'll get used to them, she said with a grin. I grinned back before admiring my reflection for a moment longer. Come on, said Cheryl, let's show Mother. She grabbed my hand and led me downstairs without hesitation. All of a sudden we were in the lounge. Well, Mother, Cheryl exclaimed, what do you think? Mother looked up at me and her jaw dropped. A few seconds later she composed herself. My word, she said. I can hardly recognize you. Her gaze looked me up and down several times. Very feminine, she added.